Oh, it's that time again? Hey, it's Javi. Welcome back to Inside the Lab. The idea behind this series is to give you guys and gals at home an in-depth glimpse into rare cars you may have not seen before. Conceptions of special edition Ferraris and Lamborghinis may immediately jump to mind, and that's understandable. However, what if I told you you're about to see a car that is the only 2018 model in North America? A car that has a factory history of winning 7 Formula One Constructors titles. A car that was born from the legendary mind of Colin Chapman, whose famous philosophy was simplify, then add lightness. That's right, today we're talking about Lotus and their 2018 Evora Sport 410. It's important to rewind and start with the beginning of the Evora's life cycle. Codenamed Project Eagle, the Evora was introduced to the public in 2008. Initially offered with a naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 from Toyota, the Evora made 276 horsepower and 258 pounds-feet of torque to help it reach 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds. Lotus later offered the Evora S with an added Hurop supercharger to boost power to 345 horsepower and 295 pounds-feet of torque. However, in 2014, the production of the Evora S came to a halt. 2017 reintroduced a new, facelifted Evora 400 into the US market. This car now featured an intercooled Edelbrock supercharger.
And whose supercharger are you using?
We're using Edelbrock, so
Edelbrock.
To increase power to a healthy 400 brake horsepower. Lotus stayed true to its ethos and added lightness by shedding 49 pounds and improving downforce in the process.
3,060 pounds.
Oh, 3,000. That's pretty good. That's pretty light.
And of course, every iteration we do of the car, we as designers, the engineers, we're always striving to add more lightness to it.
Understanding that one of the smallest automotive manufacturers in the world is limited by budgets and scales of production, Lotus should be celebrated for their ambition to introduce an enthusiast-focused variant of arguably one of the most balanced sports cars on the market today. Thus, we arrive to this delightful gem in front of us today, the Lotus Evora Sport 410. With only 150 models made worldwide, and this being the only 2018 Sport 410 available on the US market, the word special is no hyperbole.
It was brilliant, but Lotus being Lotus has found a little bit more room to breathe in there. So it's made it more powerful, livelier, and a little angrier.
When compared to the Evora 400, the Sport 410 is up in power by, you guessed it, 10 brake horsepower. Weight is down by a shocking 154 pounds due to less sound deadening, a new carbon fiber splitter, a new carbon fiber roof, a carbon fiber tailgate, carbon fiber rear quarter panels, and a new diffuser. Because adding lightness makes you faster on the straights. Subtracting weight makes you faster everywhere. The sum of these weight savings results in a total curb weight of just 2,910 pounds. In fact, the driver-focused Sport 410 is so light, carbon ceramics were deemed unnecessary and thus aren't even available as an option. The steel AP Racing 4-piston brakes with 2-piece rotors, both front and rear, offer extreme performance that's comparable to its heftier carbon ceramic spec rivals. With the lightened body and increased power, Lotus recalibrated the non-adjustable Bilstein dampers and lowered the front by 5mm and the rear by 6mm for a more focused drive. Some enthusiasts at home may find the non-adjustable suspension a throwback to the past, with most modern cars having electronically adjustable suspension. Contemporary cars love to flaunt their dual personas and uncompromised abilities with phrases that go along the lines of being a relaxed GT that can be turned into a hardcore racer with the push of a button. When compared to other conventional sports cars, the Sport 410 approaches the evolution of performance in a language only Lotus speaks. Not only is the double wishbone suspension presented in a one-size-fits-all style, but the steering is hydraulic and delivers old-school, delicious feedback. The engine is supercharged rather than turbocharged, sacrificing fuel economy for instant throttle response, no matter what the RPM.
You see, what the Evora does well is all the things that people seem to think have really been taken away from the 911 in these latest iterations.
Instead of gaining weight and stretching in length with each new iteration, Porsche 911, the Evora has done the opposite and lost weight. Rather than engaging in horsepower wars and sending as much torque to the rear wheels as possible, Lotus stayed true to its philosophy and gave the 410 Sport a balanced chassis that deploys its power with traction and confidence, regardless of what gear you're in. Boasting a 0 to 62 mile an hour time of 3.9 seconds and a top speed of 190 miles an hour, the Evora Sport 410 positions itself as an analog supercar fighter in the digital age. However, analog doesn't mean bare or antique. The Sport 410's performance gives supercars a serious run for their money with Lotus Dynamic Performance Management, which selected via a dashboard switch provides sport and race settings that increase throttle response and less restrictive traction control. Sport and race settings also activate the Sport 410's variable pressure exhaust system, sharpening performance and amplifying the engine soundtrack. Side note, every time we start this car in the showroom, necks break as people turn to identify what godly noise is gracing their eardrums. Moving inside, the interior is handcrafted in Hethel, UK, with beautifully tailored leather wrapped around the cabin, supportive Sparco seats, and a Momo steering wheel. A Spartan take from Lotus, but a quality one as well. Fun fact, this is one of only 2 cars on sale today that offers a 2+2 layout with the mid-engine configuration. Take a guess what the other is and let us know in the comments below. From its conception, Lotus Cars has been a company focused on delivering a driver-focused product filled with enthusiasm and performance. The Sport 410 is a special car that holds the Lotus spirit true to its core. Critics will point to the Evora's competitors, like the Porsche 911. Based on price, a similarly spec'd 911 would probably give the Evora a run for its money, but you'd see that same 911 spec on every other block. Lotus may not be as present in enthusiasts' minds as it used to be, but after driving a Sport 410, it'll hold a new place in your heart. Yes, the Evora creeps in the 6-figure category, but what you get is a hand-built driver's car that competes with cars double its price and has more charm than half the market combined. Car and driver said it best. There's value in exclusivity, especially when it drives like this. Thank you all for watching. That's all for the Evora Sport 410. Do you think the Evora Sport 410 is a supercar? What do you think of the upcoming Lotus Type 130? What cars do you want us to feature next? Check out our inventory at prestigeimports.com and let us know in the comments below. If you like this episode of Inside the Lab, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on our next video.